Hey everybody, it's BJ.
And Patrick.
And we're back talking all things real estate. Real quick, give us a subscribe for the channel, like for the video so you don't miss anything. And we have a pretty funny advertising campaign, I guess, to talk about.
You know what? BJ's a realtor. He's a managing broker of an office. I'm a realtor, and we're never going to talk about like a disparaging remarks about another realtor. And there is not a but to follow this. This is not what we're talking about. There's a news article about a fellow realtor, a licensee in Vancouver. His name is Ian Watts, and it's been on the news. And he has a billboard that has caused a stir.
Yeah.
And his billboard, his brokerage, I'm being very careful about what I say and how I say it. So his brokerage has forced the contractor to remove his advertising based on, it doesn't reflect the brokerage. Sure. and their ideas in that, right?
Yeah. Or they got maybe some complaints from the public or whatever the case.
And they don't need that, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, very good. So, Vancouver realtor, his name's Ian Watt, he's awesome, hits affordability nerve with self-promoting downtown billboard. And you'll see in the thumbnail that it's like I still have... All right.
The verbiage is so good in this ad.
So it's just a billboard of him standing up against the wall, and it says, making Yaletown unaffordable since 2005. And this has hit a nerve with Reddit readers.
Okay.
Obviously...
And this is obviously, I think, obviously it's tongue-in-cheek, right? He's not being serious.
Without quoting exactly, I'm paraphrasing, he's talking about how ironic it is, he's taking the blame for all real. Thank you, Ian. Thank you for being the sacrifice for taking all the blame of expensive housing in Vancouver.
Well, and that's, I think, what I mean about tongue-in-cheek is that there's this perception out there that housing, it's the realtors that are causing the housing prices.
Obviously.
Right?
Right?
Because we're the ones that are what?
We jack up the prices.
Right. Yeah.
Except for when we lower them.
Right.
It seems a little bit outrageous that people are going to jump on it. But you know what? There's always a certain amount of the population that will complain no matter what, and we can't stop them from complaining. It doesn't matter if it's about the price of affordable housing or that BJ's on steroids. BJ's not on steroids.
I'm not on steroids.
BJ's a natural bodybuilder.
That's a different story for another day.
But it's the same thing. It's the perspective, the illusion of how does Lululemon afford the most expensive house in Vancouver? Well, they created something. They employed hundreds, thousands, whatever people. Yeah. Not hundreds of thousands, hundreds of people or thousands of people.
Yeah.
And they created an economy, and he benefited from it. And now he lives in the castle of Vancouver, right?
Sure.
But if you do nothing, you don't change something.
Yeah.
And then complain about the cost of affordability.
Yeah.
Don't budget, you don't discipline your spending habits.
Yeah.
All of those things.
Well, you've essentially said everything is somebody else's fault. If somebody is succeeding, they're doing something that's somehow disingenuous, somehow illegal. Something is not above board because...
Obviously,
right?
BJ's on steroids because I went to the gym 3 times, but I go to the pantry at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Eating Nanaimo bars. It becomes really ridiculous.
Yeah.
And to his... Okay, maybe that's... You know what? The marketing worked.
Yeah.
Even if it was for 2-3 months, he got attention. We're talking about it.
Yeah.
But it's never going to solve affordable housing.
Sure.
it's a fantasy.
Yeah.
You have to move to like Saskatoon or something like that, but you're not willing because, it's they have like 8 feet of snow and the mosquitoes are size of like Honda Civics, right? Like
Go to Alberta. There's less mosquitoes.
there's less Honda Civic sized mosquitoes in Alberta. Okay? So like whatever imaginary problem there is that you're not willing to give up. I grew up in Vancouver. It's like saying like you grew up in Malibu, right?
Sure.
You grew up in Hollywood and you can't afford it. Well, you know what? Starbucks isn't gonna cut it. I'm sorry.
Right.
You know, your Uber driving, that's cool. You know, I know you can make good money doing those things, but like
It's not going to get you a place on the Sunset Strip.
it might get it might get you in the first level of like property ownership or whatever the case may be, but it's not going to.
You're not buying a 2-bedroom condo in Gastown,
There we go. That's it.
right? So, I thought it was a great play of what he's doing there with this advertising too. By the way,
BJ's never seen this billboard. I seen it this week, and I was like, I'm going to share it with BJ. What does he think? Right. So there we are.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's a short one today, but thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah, it's all Ian's fault. Thanks for making Yaletown unaffordable. Bye-bye.
See ya.